Stay with us. Channel 4 News. Tony Segreto. Michele Gillen. Bryan Norcross. Live. This is the Channel 4 News Nightcast.
Crime. Sometimes it seems like it's everywhere, on the news, on the streets, and in your neighborhood. Tonight, a new weapon in the war against it, a human net. Police hope will snare criminals and curtail crime. Good evening, everyone. NET. It means Neighborhood Enhancement Team. It equals 36 more police officers on the streets of Miami. Nightcast reporter Kerry Sanders spent the evening riding with this new team on patrol, and he's with them now live in Miami. Kerry?
Well, we're actually with one member of the team right now in Miami. This was a pledge made by the mayor, Steve Clark, when he was campaigning, that he would do something to put more officers on the streets. Right now, we're riding with Officer George Pino, who is one of the officers working overtime. On top of that, this new money, $3 million, will put at least 30 more public service aides on the streets, plus 28 more police officers. Let's first of all go ahead and show you what this officer, George Pino, and his team accomplished tonight.
La policía, abre ahí, por favor.
Miami police enter a known drug haven.
Venga acá. Párense para acá afuera. Yo, man, come here. Señor, venga acá. Señor, venga acá. Venga para acá. Venga para acá. Sal para afuera.
Officer George Pino and all the police involved in this raid are working overtime.
He just tossed something. He just tossed something.
There are now 6 teams like this in Miami. On a usual shift, officers bounce from call to call to call, like firemen putting out small fires everywhere. But on these overtime shifts, there is a new freedom. Time to go out and investigate problem areas, like this suspected drug den.
As soon as he saw us, he just ran in here and he tossed a pipe. This is a crack pipe that's used for smoking crack. The minute we saw him, I saw it in his hand, and he crumbled it up in a bag, and he ran over here and tossed it out.
On this night, cops say they witnessed one man smoking crack as they went into the apartment, so he is arrested. For another, it is his lucky night.
Saw something looked like a crack pipe, but obviously that's not enough. It won't stand up in court. So the other gentleman was warned and running our records channel to make sure that he didn't come back with any warrants. And the other individual is incarcerated now. 4255, kiss wife on, please.
5-year veteran George Pino is one of 36 cops who volunteered for the overtime patrol. Consider his shift the next time you complain that no one seems to care about our crime problems.
I started earlier this morning at 6:30, and I got off at 4 o'clock, and then I started this shift from 4 o'clock, and we'll be working till midnight tonight.
We're back live now. George, I got to ask you, after a shift like you've worked today, you must be exhausted. Do you feel like you're still on edge for the type of work that you might have to do any second now?
I'm not really on edge, but yes, I'm very glad the shift is almost over, and I'm glad to go home with my wife.
And tomorrow you told me you have the day off.
Yes, I'm off, and off to the golf course.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Again, 36 officers working overtime, plus in the next 60 days, we'll see 28 more officers hired at the Miami Police Department, plus 30 public service aides, the people who do the paperwork that loosen up the time needed to put officers like George back out on the streets, riding in their cruisers, doing details like this. I'm Kerry Sanders reporting live on a net detail. Back to you.
Kerry, thank you very much. I'm sure George is going to really enjoy that round of golf tomorrow. Thanks. Michelle?
A jail overcrowding and wrongful treatment of prisoners suit is finally settled in Broward. The 17-year-old lawsuit has cost taxpayers millions of dollars. In this agreement, the maximum prisoner capacity would be 3,656. The class action suit was filed back in 1976 by a group of prisoners who complained about conditions there. Well, many of us only associate them with prison, but now they are coming to Dade County schools. Tomorrow, the school board is expected to select the security company that will use metal detectors in middle schools. These detectors will not be at every school, but will be rotated on a random basis. They are expected to be in place by Christmas break.
Well, they aren't the Coast Guard, but don't tell the rafters they're rescuing that. A new group is joining the search for Cuban rafters. It's called Sea Rescue and is made up of experienced boaters and pilots who will patrol the Florida Straits looking for Cuban immigrants. The group held a meeting tonight to help coordinate their objectives and raise money. Well, if the media won't come to us, then we'll go to them. That is what local Cubans are saying after the national media failed to cover last October's Freedom Rally in Little Havana. Rally organizers are planning on running ads around the world demanding the freedom of Cuba and the internationalization of the U.S. embargo against the island. The first full-page ad ran in today's Washington Post. Michelle?
Well, they say they are getting hosed because they do not have environmentally safe nozzles. Some gas stations are closing down in Broward to avoid paying fines. An ordinance in Broward required that gas stations have the vapor recovery system on each pump by yesterday. But because the BP gas company is pulling out of Broward, it isn't fixing the pumps, and therefore independent owners say they can't do business.
It's destroyed my business. I mean, when the cars don't come in for gas, they don't come in for repairs. The people don't come into the little store to buy their sodas and chips and stuff. I mean, we haven't done much anything Monday or today.
Stations other than BP are also affected. The conversion deadline for Dade County is only about a month away. Well, as you know, some critics say NAFTA will cost Americans their jobs, but tonight it appears President Clinton is getting the votes he needs. So how do South Florida lawmakers feel about the North American Free Trade Agreement? Amid protests today in South Florida, 3 more Floridian representatives announced they will endorse the plan, bringing the total to 7 for the agreement, 10 against it, 6 still undecided. If passed, NAFTA will end most trade barriers between the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Tony?
They are entertaining, sometimes amazing, and they sell in a most effective way. Long-form commercials, otherwise known as infomercials, advertising everything from diet plans to car waxes. Many are good products making valid claims. In part 2 of our special report, Buyer Beware, we highlight 2 products that may not perform exactly as they do on television.
We're going to explore this revolutionary breakthrough new...
It's right there on your TV.
Never seen anything like this before.
Answers to all your needs.
Most powerful stain remover. I'm going to guarantee you results.
Amazing products. Amazing claims.
Formula Trim's new fat-burning plan is so powerful, you can burn more body fat relaxing all day than running 10 miles non-stop.
That's a little misleading.
The Consumer Protection Unit of Florida's Attorney General's office wasn't buying some claims for a line of diet pills marketed by Tally Corporation of Boca Raton.
Some of it's false.
You can burn more body fat relaxing in the sun than swimming 2.5 miles or exercising 6 hours non-stop.
There were certain issues that we felt were clearly misleading advertisements that we couldn't allow them to continue.
Claire Contavi burned away 52 pounds.
Like not disclosing in large enough print that large weight losses were not typical.
Average
Call
1.5 to 2 pounds per week.
I mean, it's on about 4 seconds, and you can't even read it.
Yeah, the print is very small.
Tally signed a settlement with the state.
They've agreed to change their advertising and to make certain disclosures so the consumer can make a more informed choice.
Because of the agreement, Tally was not charged with any wrongdoing. The company told us it monitors its advertising for accuracy. Their pills are FDA approved and diet plans reviewed by doctors.
Doctor-approved Megaloss 1000 Miracle Diet.
But Tally's diet plan ads found trouble elsewhere. Iowa banning them for numerous misleading claims, forcing the company to offer refunds. And Oregon is now negotiating a settlement with Tally over similar concerns.
Direct response television, ordering a product direct from lengthier commercials, is an effective sales method. But producers of these shows figure they only have a few seconds to grab your attention as you flip through the dial.
You've got to see it to believe it.
So ads like this one for DD7 stain cleaner are stuffed with eye-popping demonstrations.
This is where the magic really begins.
But does it work like magic when you get it home?
Well, of course, I have seen this on television. I thought it was a real miracle product.
Rosemarie Bonto said DD7 did not work for her. We had her try it on clothes we stained.
Cover all areas. It's not a noticeable difference.
At best, the stains got lighter, but were still visible.
If there was that one cure-all, it would save the dry cleaner so much time.
Professional dry cleaner Rick Miller says there is no one miracle stain remover.
We have maybe a conglomerate of 50 different chemicals.
Miller tried the DD7. It did an acceptable job on only one of several stains.
Well, I think on the iodine, it took out about 90% of the stain.
Miller says stain removal depends on many variables.
I think we certainly would have gotten at least these results by just regular laundry washing with regular detergent.
A 1990 Consumer Reports test of DD7 concluded some stains came out, others stayed behind. We tried it one more time, and again, stains lightened, but did not disappear.
Now, we talked to the GT7 company today, and they told us they choose the most dramatic demonstrations to put in their commercials. They told us results may vary at home. Each stain is different, and you may have to repeat the process several times, plus wash the clothes in your machine. But they said it would get most stains out.
Well, straight ahead, a police officer loses her fight for life after a terrible accident.
How a police chase has left some innocent victims out in the cold.
And tornadoes tear through Texas. Details coming up. We'll be right back. Stay right there.
What do men really want in a woman?
Blonde hair, green eyes, definitely no buck teeth.
What do women really want in a man?
Someone who can deal with my independence.
If you're looking for love, you'll want to know. Do clothes make the man? How important is a sense of humor? Exclusive results from the Survey of the Sexes. Tomorrow at 5 on 4 News Now.
She was trying to rush to the aid of a colleague. A North Miami police officer lost her fight for life tonight. Lynette Hodge died just after 6 p.m. this evening. Police say she lost control of her cruiser early this morning while rushing to help another officer. She leaves behind a 6-year-old child.
She wanted to help people. That was the first reason. She wanted to be able to make a difference in this world.
Hodge suffered head and abdominal injuries when she was thrown from her patrol car. Police are looking into whether or not she was wearing her seatbelt.
They are the innocent victims of a Pompano Beach police chase. A suspect rams their car, and while he got caught, they're paying the consequences. That Nightcast reporter Hank Tester tells us.
Help me. Awful.
And so this is what happened. Got hit in the back?
Grace Kadar and daughter Sheila Calhoun looking over the damage to their car. Hit when a purse snatcher led Pompano Beach police on a high-speed chase down the aisle.
What happened to you?
My ribs.
Mm-hmm.
My ribs.
Mm-hmm. And you have no insurance?
No.
72-year-old Grace says she has trouble breathing. Her daughter was driving the car, jumped out after she was hit, and she says she helped capture the bad guy.
I wish there was somebody who could help us get my car fixed.
How about the Pompano Police Department?
Well, they say they have no claim to it.
Mrs. Calhoun came down this off-ramp and stopped here at the corner, gonna make a right on Davie Boulevard. She was stopped here with a number of other cars, and all of a sudden the suspect came roaring down this off-ramp and piled into him. And right behind the suspect were the cops. Other cars were wrecked, including one whose driver has the same problem as Mrs. Calhoun and her daughter. Both have minimal insurance. You can see the medical personnel aiding Mrs. Kadar. She's facing numerous medical bills her insurance won't cover. Will they recover anything? Probably not.
Unless there's some negligence that can be proven against the Pompano Beach Police Department. Did the police act unreasonable in their chase of this guy? Probably not.
The lesson here, like a lot of drivers in South Florida, the ladies have minimal insurance, no collision, no comprehensive, and probably no chance to collect from the police department or the offending driver. They're out of luck. In Fort Lauderdale, Hank Tester, Channel 4 News.
Well, straight ahead on the Nightcast, we're going to show you how the 70s are making a 90s comeback.
And as we look live over South Florida from Tower Cam, are we? Oh, yes. We'll have some weather when we come back. Beautiful night.
If you watched Channel 4 tonight, you saw the musical salute to the 70s.
Well, that's not the only thing from the 70s that's making a comeback. As Nightcast reporter Edwin Odell shows us, the 70s are making quite an influence everywhere.
People have got to know whether or not their president is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook.
Richard Nixon was making history. America was trying to extricate itself from Vietnam. Unemployment and inflation skyrocketed, and many of us were wearing something paisley or polyester.
And it's almost an out-of-space number.
We actually wore that stuff. Good thing kids today have better taste, right?
70s is definitely in a lot of big platform shoes, a lot of tight bell-bottoms, hip pants.
Yeah, never thought I'd see myself in my mother's old clothes, huh?
Yes, folks, in case you haven't noticed, there's a revival in everything 70s. Bell-bottoms, chokers, platform shoes.
In the 70s was flashy. It was great. It works very well.
Go to any thrift shop, and that's what's selling.
Where did you get this look from?
Thrift shops.
Thrift shops? Why?
Why?
Yeah.
It's cheap and it's nice.
Further evidence. Take a look at how many musicians who made their mark in the 70s are re-emerging.
there's a new sort of resurgence of whatever we represented or artists like us represented in the 70s.
Come on! Jive talking, misunderstood, yeah. Jive talking.
The Bee Gees struck it big with music for the 1975 hit movie Saturday Night Fever.
We're very proud of that music. We're very proud of our achievements and what we've done. But we don't live on it and we don't live in the past. We get on today and tomorrow.
The Brothers Gibb are getting on with the release of their 30th album. Size isn't everything. But their place in the history of American culture is a return to the 70s. It was a serious time, yet disco and all that went with it, upbeat dance rhythms, loud clothes, and the party-hardy atmosphere helped people escape. And that's what stands out from that era. In Miami, Ed Odell, Channel 4 News.
Well, speaking of some hot stuff, I'm told we need a real 70s flashback right now that we need to check out this video. I haven't seen it yet.
I can't even imagine. Shall we
Where is it? Where is it? I'm told.
Oh, no!
Is that you?
Oh, goodness gracious me.
God.
Oh, you know what? We were doing a series on discotheques. That was the limelight.
Sure.
Oh, look at this.
I can't believe it.
Let's see, how much can we embarrass Segreto on the Nightcast? You know, I'll tell you what. Is that wild?
You're not a bad dancer, and you're still doing the same dance.
Yeah, I mean, the floor was marked.
Oh,
I was just stepping to where the marks were.
Do you remember who the girl was?
No, I don't remember who the girl was. I
She
really
may be
don't.
watching.
Well, I'll tell you what, was I a nerd there or what? I mean, it was like there was neon written right across the floor.
We're going to have to go back and watch that again and again.
You're going to want to slow it down,
Absolutely.
too. Okay. Much more ahead on the Nightcast. A warning about what's washing up on our shore. I'm never going to live this one down.
And what are these people looking for? We'll tell you coming right up. Stay right there. We're talking about how it's been too long since we've gone out and danced at all. Never mind for hours.
So true.
Such energy at that time,
He
right?
cuts a pretty good rug there, doesn't he?
Well, yes, he does.
Wow.
That's not even 70s, Brian. That's like 50s.
You want the $5 now or later?
Oh, we've had another one of those weather days around the country. As it's broiling here, it's a mess other places. Take a look at these pictures out of Houston today. They had a very bad day there. Tornadoes moving through town in the western part, just west of downtown. This apartment complex got hit. High-rise building, 36 stories got hit there. 30-car pileup. Only 3 people slightly hurt, though. That's the good news. Out west, way out west, snow Squamish Pass, Washington. In the Cascades, it's snowing already, 6 inches today, and it's expected to snow there through Thursday. They had a pretty good snow year last year. They're hoping for another one because it's traditionally kind of a wet and slushy kind of place to go skiing, but so far it's looking up. Now, if you're thinking about the beach, and of course everybody in Florida has kind of beach on their mind with this kind of weather, look at the jellyfish, very appetizing. They could carry you off there. It's in Brevard County, up around Cape Canaveral down to about Sebastian, and they have been known to sting, so they have people out there warning the tourists. Nope, they're not to play with, they're just to look at. And what are these folks here doing? Well, there's the sky. That's the night sky. Now, if you look very closely, you'll see nothing out there because it's cloudy. Actually, they're looking for the meteor shower that's supposed to go on tonight. Unfortunately, it's been kind of cloudy tonight. It's going to be with us through tomorrow. And if you get a break, you still have a pretty good chance overnight. So after the show, nothing to do. Go out and sit in your backyard, but take an umbrella with you because we have showers around town. Check it out outside here. 79 degrees is our temperature. Yes, it feels like 86 on the 16th, coming up on the 16th of November, with the humidity at 79%, winds out of the east at 8, no rain here today. The official temperature is at 11 o'clock. We're right about 80, 77 Kendall and West Palm Beach. We hit today at the airport 84. Could be 89 though, so it could be a lot worse, but it could be 49 like 1969. All right, Doppler radar is showing you something very neat here. This is where it has rained over the last 3 hours. You see the little streaks of showers that have come in here. Looks like mainly down here about the Perrine, Cutler Ridge, up around Boca, a couple little streaks otherwise through Dade and Broward. Now, where is it raining right now? We'll put this thing into motion here and watch the showers drifting on in on the breeze. Pretty good clump of them just about to come into Palm Beach County, still affecting Dade and Broward as well. Looks like they're going to be with us here through the overnight and into the morning hours. Now, here's that front that did the damage down in Texas. There it was 3:30 this afternoon as it came through the Houston area. Then it slides through, still very nasty, all the way up toward Chicago and back here onto the west as well. Temperatures look like this today. You see where the cool air is across the north, staying warm here in the south. Tomorrow, any better? No, the front stops just about Atlanta. Maybe comes a little bit further, but that's going to be it. We're stuck in the summertime heat here. The real cold air is going to stay well to the north. For the boaters, east to southeast 15 tomorrow, 3 to 4 in the open sea, moderate chop in the bay. 80 degrees now on the surf. 80 in the surf is not going to let us get very cool. Tonight, a few quick showers blowing through 76. 86 tomorrow. Mucho warmo. Running out of words here. Like summer, Thursday and Friday, got some showers and thunderstorms in there. And then a weak front. I think it's going to make a nice weekend, but still in the 80s. That's it. See you tomorrow at 7 time.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Next on the Nightcast.
Lots of sports and lots more. We'll be right back.
Listen to Tony's Sports Updates every weekday morning on Magic 102.7.
It was supposed to be a special night for the Panthers. Several players and head coach Roger Nielsen were playing against their former Rangers team. The night didn't start off right. Just before the game, the National Hockey League suspended Mike Foligno and Brian Benning for incidents against Quebec last Sunday. Nielsen was fired last year by New York. He wanted nothing more than to snap the Rangers' 10-game winning streak, but the visitors scored first. Watch Brian Leach. He's going to knock in the wrist shot on the power play, 1-0 New York. All in all, Beezer had a good first period. He stopped 17 shots. Now, the Panthers appeared to tie it up early in the second period, but the replacement refs ruled no goal on Scott Mellenby's shot. Well, the refs couldn't take this one away from them. Dave Lowry from the right side, he will turn and shoot and score. Now, the Rangers then replaced goalie Mike Rittker. For some reason, it sparked the offense. Kevin Lowe beats the Beezer. Then Tony Amonte tips one in. Then Adam Graves redirects Leach's shot. 3 goals in a minute span. Rangers led 4-1. Panthers added a third period goal. Andre Lomakin redirects Jesse Belanger's shot, but it was too little too late. Rangers win at 4-2 for their 11th straight victory.
For about 58 minutes, I thought we played them to a standstill and probably had the better scoring chances. And it was, we had one bad minute and a half, and that cost us the game.
We played pretty solid, and it was just an unfortunate break. And tonight it cost us a hockey game, and we tried to play as simple as we can. I thought we played pretty well.
Look what Pittsburgh did to Philadelphia, 11-5. No goalie for Philadelphia? Maybe not. San Jose 2-1 over Washington. Well, it's never easy in Shaq's Magic Kingdom. Watch him reject the mailman right there. The Magic jumped out to a 19-point first-half lead. The Shaq with the nice alley-oop from Nick Anderson. The Jazz closed to within 2 second half before the Magic went on. Listen to this. A 22-1 run. That's Skiles to Shaq. He had 23. Magic wins 114-96. Utah comes to the arena tomorrow night against the Heat. Elsewhere, Houston, they're 7-0 on the year. They beat New Jersey. Atlanta over Sacramento. Atlanta will be here Friday. Charlotte over Indiana. Seattle, 1 point better than Chicago, and Minnesota over Milwaukee, 102-98. New York, they're 7-0. They beat Dallas easily, and San Antonio a winner over Denver. Well, the bad boys got a little too rough today. Isaiah Thomas, seen here at practice, got into a fight with teammate Bill Laimbeer and lost. Isaiah broke his right hand when he punched Laimbeer. He's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks. The Pistons say no disciplinary action will be taken. University of Miami men's basketball team opened their season tonight, an exhibition game against Russia Select. Canes win it 117-86. Talk about not getting any respect. West Virginia, who hosts the University of Miami on Saturday, is undefeated but ranked only 8th in the coalition poll. Last year, the Mountaineers played the Canes tough but lost 35-23. This year, they're hoping for bigger and better things, but Don Nalen knows it won't be easy.
They got an NFL football player at all 11 positions. They're just a great defensive football team. And they're just, you know, when you play Miami, you know you're playing one of the top 2 or 3 teams in America every year, and that's what they are.
And finally, this Thanksgiving Day, the Dolphins' Marco Coleman will try to gobble up the Dallas Cowboys. Today, Coleman enlisted the help of one of those Cowboys, former Hurricane standout Darren Smith, to help the less fortunate prepare for the big day. The 2 distributed turkeys at the Miami Rescue Mission. Nice to see Marco and Darren working together, because next week they'll be trying to knock the stuffing out of each other.
That's it.
Nice move by them.
Absolutely. That's the Nightcast. We'll see you tomorrow. Everyone have a good evening.